Is Stereo Madness possible with shrinking hitboxes? Every second the hitboxes will get smaller and smaller. At first, it looks like nothing is changing until you see the gaps in between the blocks get bigger and bigger, and the ship part is super free, and the only real challenge is at the end. I could have skipped this portal, but I didn't. The platforms at the end get so small, it needs more precise timing, and it's possible. Useful geometry dash tips. If you have unaligned spikes that you want to fix, select them and click Align X in the pause menu to space them out evenly. Same can be done vertically with Align Y. If you've ever wanted a copy of a RobTop level, but the online ones are either garbage or locked, search up the user RobTop Vault to find the free copy of the levels. Geometry Dash Mythbusting. In Deadlock, if you click this green orb, you can skip the speed portal, doing the wave part slower. Not true, as there is an invisible speed portal on top. Myth busted. If you use a macro, it lowers your FPS. Myth confirmed. Warped objects break when you go into a mirror portal. It doesn't break, but it resets the object. Myth confirmed. In this demon level, don't jump on this pink pad normally, but rather jump before it. Then click the pink orb early and hold to skip this yellow pad. Then you will fall beneath the level until you get to 60%, and then hold at this saw to get back into the level, skipping the hard parts. And this level is called Green Demon. In Geometry Dash, you know that some icons take thousands of attempts to get. So here's how you can get them quick. And you don't even need cheats. All you have to do is make a new level, put a spike right at the start, then add a time warp trigger and crank it to the max speed, play the level again, and just leave it running. My level has a row of saw blades that I can pass easily. However, if I go into my settings and make my graphics quality to low, this level becomes impossible. But why is this? This is because when you change the game's graphics to low, the pixels hitboxes become less defined, making them slightly larger. So I can't beat the level until I change it back. My level has a cool art that I want to display, but my player icon goes past it. So how can I make the camera stay on the art? First, we need to place a guide trigger, then set the group ID to 1, then add 2 static triggers beside it for once we enter and once we exit. After, set their target values to 1, play the level again, and you can admire your art. What is the largest hitbox in Geometry Dash? To figure this out, let's place all the objects in the editor together and see which hitbox is the biggest. First, you may think that it is the monsters, but their hitboxes are a lot smaller than their size, so you'd be wrong. Next, you may think it's the block that takes up a whole square, but you'd also be wrong. The real largest hitbox is the large saw. This level is simple, but it has a wall at the end here, and on top of it are this monster and a spike. This level may seem impossible, however, you can beat it, but there are no blocks I can pass through or secret route I can take. However, I can beat it by doing nothing. Since we are in the mini wave, our player hitbox is small enough to pass beneath the spike, letting us beat the. I got Geometry Dash on my calculator, and you can too. All you need are these 3 things: a TI-84 Plus CE Python that you can get on Amazon, and this software CE Connect. But you should probably search up a tutorial because it might get fried. If you are playing Theory of Everything 2, don't beat it the normal way, but rather once you get to this ship part, hold to go below this portal to go faster in this UFO part. Then once you reach this cube part, hold after this orb, click this blue orb super late, then jump to avoid these gravity pads and this cool timing at the end. Are you a terrible Geometry Dash player? If so, this level's for you. You start off with these portals leading to different game modes, and for me, I picked Wave. And it gets progressively harder, which kinda look like. And you can do this for every game mode. It's kind of like the skill tester, but without the rating. But in general, it's perfect if you try. If you are playing Electroman Adventures, don't beat it the normal way, but rather once you get to this UFO part, click at this portal late enough to skip the ship portal, completing the ship part in UFO. But if you click right after, before you slide off this platform, you can switch your camera back to normal, making it more easier than reversed. If you try to search up a level, you would think that the only way to search up a level is to use the level name or ID. However, there is a much more interesting way that RobTop never told us. If you type in something like 1E8, you will find the 1 millionth level uploaded. What 1E8 means is 1 times 10 to the power of 8 equals 100 million. Is Fingerdash possible with the glitched hitboxes? As you can see, this first part is very glitched, and the glow is just following us. And the level is pretty possible until this saw blade. So let's just say we can get past it. Easy, easy, and the dash orb just got it. This one thing can ruin your entire Geometry Dash level. This could be the worst thing that you could ever do. So what's this terrible thing? the swing game mode. Oh, like, bro, it's like the worst game mode I've ever seen. Like, who has fun playing this, bro? Don't add it in your life. If you create a level full of spikes, you will die. But if you place a dash over it and make its strength super high, you will pass the level and then some more. This is because when you click it, you go so fast that the hitboxes just don't matter anymore. And you can go through any structure in the game, basically like no clipping. In Geometry Dash, there are 22 main levels. So what if I told you there were supposed to be 23? This is a secret main level called Active, and it was supposed to be released in update 1.5, but Theory of Everything came before it. Then Electroman Adventures did too. After, it was built roughly as a user level that you can play now. In my level here, I have the ship part and I can play this part normally, but if I go into the editor and select the object and enable this free mode option, the ceiling of the level gets removed. So how high can you go? When we get out of the level here, we can start to ascend until we die here. So let's turn on ignore damage, and after 30 minutes of playing, it just lasts forever. My level here looks possible at first, however it isn't, and no matter how long you try, you will not be able to beat it. But if you change the game mode into classic mode, the level becomes possible. This is because in platformer mode, the player hitboxes change into one hitbox, while in classic mode there are two, allowing you to jump on the edge.